Hello there and welcome back to Szpakowo. So what do we have on the list for this November? Well, we need to wrap the bales that are over there on our grass field. We need to go over the grass field with fertilizer and lime, and this field also could probably do with the coat of lime along with our other field over there that we harvested oats from and that still has the straw bales in it. So we'll get started with the wrapping and then we can do the 3 fields with lime all together. Before we get started, let's take a quick look at our productions here. So everything is good there, everything is good there. We still have a little bit of wheat left, a little bit of oat left, and a little bit of long grain rice left. So we're all doing all good over there. Let's take a quick look at contracts and see if there's anything that's come in that we might want to take care of. There's a small sunflower contract over there. There's a massive corn contract. I don't really want to do that because that's the field that we did corn on before. That's going to take literally the whole month. But yeah, not much to do in the way of contracts. Let's, not for now anyway. We might look at this this sunflower contract after we have completed all of the work on our own field. So we'll get started. We'll pick up the bale wrapper and I will do my best to remember to lift the wrapper when I'm wrapping the bales and see if it does actually tip the bales on their end. So we'll get the wrapper out of here. I will continue with it and I will join you once we are complete. Okay, so we are almost done with the bale wrapping. We've got one more to collect, and yes, having the ability to drop them directly on their end is an absolute lifesaver. You just have to remember to lower the wrapper again before you try and pick up the next bale, as otherwise you tend to drive over the bale with the tractor. I did that a couple of times, as you probably saw in the time lapse, where I just forgot to put the wrapper back down. But mostly I've gotten into the habit of being able to do it every time. So that is all of the bales wrapped and deposited. Let's take a quick look to see how much we have in terms of grass and silage. So we have 112,000 litres of grass, 224,000 litres of silage. So once that grass ferments into silage, that will be a very nice payday for us. And also we've got almost 13,000 litres of bread, which is also going to be a very nice payday when that comes around in January. So what we're going to do now is pack away the wrapper in the shed, and then I think we'll grab our spreader and we'll spread lime on all of our fields, because I'm pretty sure they're all going to need a coating. So let's park this in here, and we'll put the spreader on the back of the tractor, and on the front of the tractor I think we will take the bale spike. We can't bring the straw bales back over to this field yet because we don't have the big trailer, and I'm not going to reconfigure the small trailer. So we'll just put them off to the side of the other field for now, and then we can go get them when we need them later on. So let's hook up to our front loader. We will drop off the pallet fork, and we'll pick up the bale spike. And we'll also grab our spreader, top up with lime. And then we'll get some spreading and bale stacking done. Okay, how much lime is in that one bag? Is it a full bag? It's enough for a full tractor. So we'll go over to the other field first of all. We'll take care of the bales and the lime over there. And then we'll come back and do these other two fields. I will continue on, and I will be doing once we've made a little more progress. Okay, so that is our 3 fields coated with a fresh coat of lime. So let's get off the field, we'll drop our spreader, and then I think we'll pick up the sprayer and just quickly go around the grass field with the fertilizer, just to ensure that it is in prime condition for the next chop, which will be I think in April or May, possibly March, I'm not sure. So let's not drive into our lime bags, that's not what I was intending to do. We'll drop our spreader here, and then we'll pick up our sprayer and spray the grass field, and then I think we'll probably skip through to December. We might look at doing a contract. Depends what there is. Depends if anything new has come in since we checked this morning. So let's get our sprayer unfolded. And that last little bit there as well. It's on auto, yeah, that's on auto. Okay, so let's get this done. And I'll just quickly scoot around. There's probably not enough here to do a time lapse, so I'll just cut to when it is complete. Okay, so that is the spraying complete, and we'll get the sprayer parked away, and we'll take a look to see if there's any contracts that we can take care of. Okay, so do we have any new contracts that are worth doing? Got a couple of bale wrapping contract, those aren't worth doing. Small fertilizing contract, I'm not going to do that. That's one sunflower contract, two sunflower contracts. They are really far apart, so I'm not going to entertain those. The soybeans contract, but that's way too far from the sell point. Red beet, corn, another soybeans. Yeah, there's not really too much here that we can take care of. That lime contract, that isn't really that close to us. So there is this silage contract. Now we do have 47,000 litres of silage we could take to the direct sell point for David. Now what I'm not sure of is if you get the 13,000 in addition to the harvest money. I mean, 47,000 is what, 10 bales, so that would only be 800 a bale. That would only be 8,000. Let's say roughly 800 a bale, a little less because it's the month before the premium sale price. But I think this is going to be worth doing, because if regardless of whether we get the bonus 13,964 on top of the crop sale price, or even if 13,964 is the total, I think this is still a pretty good price for 47,000 litres of silage. So let's take that. And so what we'll do then is we'll get our small trailer reconfigured. We will need to do that next month anyway, because we'll need to take our bread over to a sell point. So yeah, we'll get this trailer reconfigured over at the store. I should get a garage on this piece of land again, shouldn't I? I will do that at some point. Anyways, not for now. Cow barn is the priority. No toys for us. Okay, we'll drop off the pallet fork, pick up the bale spike, so we'll need to spike some bales when we come back, and let's head over to the store and get ourselves reconfigured. Okay, so we are reconfigured. Let's head back over to our field. Now we're going to have to find some of the bales on the floor that are already fermented into silage, and that's going to be the bales at the back, because we added all the fresh bales to the front of that pile that's still on the floor. I'm going to try and avoid taking them off of the trailer if I can. I should be able to. I'm probably just going to have to borrow our neighbour's fields for a little while so I can load the ones that are at the back there. So we'll park the trailer, I think, over here, and then yeah, we'll load from the other side. So I'll get this done and I'll rejoin you once it's complete. Okay, so here we are approaching Derek's sell point, Derek's house, Derek's farm, whatever you want to call it. Let's see how this supply and transport contract works. Dive in the little gates here, scoot to the back of his farm. I see he has a much better tractor than us. That's not okay, is it? Okay, let's get these unhooked and we'll see how this works. Okay, so we got... Right. So you don't get the money for selling the bales, because I only got 879 income there. But you do get the money from the contract, obviously. So 13,964. I'm not sure how much we would have got for that. I'm not sure whether that was actually worth it or not, because the silage would have been 220 per 1,000 litres. So for 49,000 litres, let's round it up to 50,000. That would have been 11,000. So we got, was it 13.9? So we got, yeah, that's worth it. We got a free $4,000 bonus on top of the price that we would have been able to sell the product for. So overall, it was worth it. I don't think we would have made that much more if we had... I don't think we would have made that much if we had waited for the premium sell price, because the current price is only about $20 per 1,000 litres off of the best sell price. So yeah, I think we did good there. Okay, so we'll go back to our farm. I think at this point we'll skip through to December and we'll look at selling our bread and our silage if they are at a good price. I'll see you in December. Okay, Happy New Year to you from Szpakowo. I skipped through December as there wasn't really much to do and the prices weren't favourable, so we are in January. If we look at our prices, so silage is at 243 over at the biogas plant, so we can definitely offload our silage. We'll take care of that first of all, and then if we look at our bread quickly, bread is at 3416 and it's saying it's going to start going down, so we'll offload that as well. So first of all, we'll take care of our silage and then we'll take care of the bread. So I will get this trailer over to the biogas plant, and I don't think I've been to the biogas plant on this map yet, so we'll have to see where it is and find our way over there. Okay, so it seems like the biogas plant is this building here, but it's not marked as a sell point on the map, which is strange. So as long as we can dump stuff here though, I don't really care whether it's marked or not. Let's see where we actually need to dump everything. I'm going to switch on the zone markers for this just so I can see exactly what's happening, exactly where I need to dump. Huh. There's literally no signs of where to dump. Did I switch that on? I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did switch that on. Well, that doesn't make any sense. I actually don't know what's going on here. I don't know if the trigger point is in that mixer thing there, but I don't want to unsecure these bales because as soon as I unsecure them, they're going to go everywhere. And I am not going to be putting them back into place if the trigger point doesn't work. So I'm just going to take these bales somewhere else. Where's the nearest place to here? It is the Katie sell point, so we'll take them over there. They're $3 less per 1,000 litres. That's not the end of the world. Yeah, I don't trust that I'm going to be able to drop them off here. And I don't want to spend the next 10 minutes loading them all back onto the trailer when they're all over the floor. So, yeah. Not sure if anyone else watching is playing this map and has a similar thing. But be interested to know. Leave a comment if you do. And let me know if you have managed to successfully drop anything off at the biogas plant. Now, I believe this is the sell point for the bales. Yeah, I think this is the sell point for the bales. So let's get over the sell point and we'll get them unsecured. Hopefully they'll sell off. Yeah, there we go. All of them except for one. The most mischievous black bale refused to sell, so let's pick it up with our front loader. we will spike it as punishment for not falling in the sell point. And then we'll just drop it off in the sell point. There you go. Should have known you weren't going to escape. Alright, so let's get ourselves turned around. We'll get back over to the farm. We'll load up the second trailer of bales and we'll bring them over here. And we'll get those sold off as well. I will see you once we're back over here and ready to sell our second batch. Okay, we are getting there with loading this trailer. It's been a little bit tedious to say the least, but we're almost there, I think. Now, am I going to try and squeeze these two on top here? I feel like if I put these on top and try and push the other ones over a little bit, they're both going to fall off, but let's give it a try. Yeah, these aren't going to go on here without a... In fact, they're not going to go on there at all, are they? No, they're not going on that. Okay, we'll put them... I can see a spot for them around the back there, so we'll put them around there. And then I think we'll call it there for this trailer load. I think that's about right. Yeah, like that. There we go. Probably could squeeze one or two more on there, but let's just take it like this, because then we'll just have an easy time loading the rest up when we get back, and we'll just have to make an extra trip. Okay, here we are over at the sell point. Let's position ourselves over this drop-off and get these bales offloaded. I think we're pretty much there. There we go. So 34,000 plus 4368 environmental score, so 38,000, and our bank balance is looking absolutely fantastic right now. Definitely going to be buying the cow barn, the TMR producer, and we're going to have quite a bit left, because don't forget, we still have our bread to sell. We have at least 50,000 euros of bread to offload, as well as the rest of the silage. What I might do is load it all up together, because I know the bread has to go over to Spactrans. So I might just take the silage over there as well, and we can take it all to one place and offload it all in the same place. I think that is a good idea. And once we've sold all of that, we should have over 200,000. And then we can buy the cow barn, we can buy the TMR production. And what I might also look to do is upgrade... There's a pasta production mod that I downloaded that I would really like to experiment with. It takes flour and various greenhouse products to produce different types of pasta. I would like to experiment with that, but I feel like we need a better grain mill before we do. So maybe we'll look at how much the bigger grain mill costs and look at experimenting with that. We will see. Anyways, I will get the rest of the silage loaded up, and I'll get the bread loaded up as well. And we'll drive over to Spactrans, and I'll see you over there. So we are approaching Spactrans with our final 28,000 litres of silage and 15,000 litres of bread. So we are going to get a pretty big payday here. We're going to see our balance go up to over 200,000. Not quite sure what it's going to go to yet, but it's definitely going to be over 200,000. So let's get everything unsecured, and there we go. So 36 plus 20 plus 7, so 50, 56, 60, 63,000 for our remaining silage and our bread. And we now have a very, very healthy balance. We can get back to the farm and we can look at building our cow barn and TMR production. Okay, so we are back at the farm. Let's park our trailer in that last garage bay there. Don't think we're going to need it for a while. And then we can look at buying our cow barn. So first thing I'm going to do is just use the smoothing tool just to get rid of these grass swaths off the field. Now where are we going to build our cow barn, and what barn are we going to build? We have this one that we were looking at before that can hold 60 cows. I know it's way too small for 60 cows, but I feel like this is going to be the way to go. So we'll build it, I think, here somewhere, like that. And that's our cow barn. Okay. So now we need to build the TMR production. So let's go here. And where should we put TMR production? Maybe we can put it kind of facing this way. There we go, just like that. Okay, so let's smooth out all of the ground around this then. I think what I might do actually is just come like that and just chop off this piece of field. There we go. We've got a nice straight edge for our grass. Okay, and then we can come over this side and just do this piece here like that, just so that it all fits in nicely. And this is our cow barn. It's a little bit of a ridge there to get into it, but that's okay. And yeah, I don't really like those pieces, but there's nothing I can do about them. Oh, there is. I couldn't do it with a bigger brush for some reason, so it seems we can get rid of these. Can't get rid of these ones though. So let's just quickly get rid of everything, or smooth out everything we can. So this is our... Okay, that's not staying there. That's not there. There we go. Okay, so this is our new cow barn. So let's open the door. TMR goes in there. I know there's no way you could fit 60 cows in here, but this is the one we're going with. So it's going to, you're going to have to use your very wild imagination to imagine 60 cows in there. So we can't buy any cows just yet because we don't have any TMR. And we don't have anything to produce TMR with. So what we'll do, as soon as this is ready to chop, we'll give this grass a chop, and we'll split the... We'll give this grass a chop once it has reached its full growth stage, and we'll do half silage and half hay, and then we'll get the straw from our other field. We'll bring it over here for this TMR production, and then we can get some cows around about July time. So let's jump into our menu because we're going to need to buy a tedder. So we'll keep an eye out in the discount store between now and when we chop our grass, just for anything that comes up. That's our cow barn taken care of. Now let's take a look in our productions quickly. I don't think we have anything else that we can sell. No, we don't. Everything is doing good. So we have 126,000 euros. So let's take a look to see if we can buy an additional field. And we could buy this long field here. Oh, we can't. 1,000 euros short of buying this big field here. What I'm going to do is not buy a field this month because I just don't know which one to buy. 193. We can't really afford any of those. So what we could do though is we could finally sell this field for 68. That will give us 190 or so. I'm wondering if we might be able to afford one of these fields then. Still not. They're looking at 300,000, 111. We could then buy this big field. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that decision until the next episode. I think this is a good place to leave this episode. So, hope you're enjoying watching and following along. If you are, of course, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I will hopefully see you in the next episode. Until then, bye for now.